Well, I tell you what, JD's on the racetrack. He's going to be on the pole of heat race number 1 as we get set now for the first of 4 Castrol FloRacing Night in America Super Late Model Heat Races. And on the pole of Integra Shocks and Springs Heat Race number 1, it'll be Superman Jonathan Davenport out of Blairsville, Georgia in car 49.
Except we lost him.
He left. Where did he go?
And we just had an IMCA modified heat race.
That's why he left. He thought the mods were coming up.
Well.
All right, JD's going to turn her around. So Davenport on the pole to his outside. Las Cruces, New Mexico native Garrett Albertson in car number 58.
Row number 2 on the inside out of Johnson City, Tennessee. And the McCarters Masters built number 83. That'll be Jensen Ford. And on his outside, rolling off from position number 4, out of Evans, Georgia, in the Wells Motorsports, number 76, it'll be Brandon Overton.
Starting inside of row number 3. There's your line for everybody watching at home at FloRacing. The F1 out of Commerce, Georgia. He'll be piloting the GR Smith Racing next year, but tonight in the family ride, the F1 of Peyton Freeman in car F1. And to his outside, it'll be the Winfield, Tennessee's number 99 of Cameron Marlar.
Then we move back to row number 4 on the inside. We find the Dandridge, Tennessee driver Clay Coughlin in the 6C. He'll be flanked by the Georgia native James Krashnash in the 28 and Colton Barong out of Murphy, North Carolina. In the 56, we'll round out your 9 starters here in Integra Shocks and Springs Heat Race number 1.
Well, DJ, we're going to have 4 heat races, 8 laps apiece. Top 4 move off to the main event. We'll have 2 Hoosier Tire B mains. We know the top 2 out of each B main will move off to the feature. Depending on if anybody eligible for provisionals with the series get one, we could have 2 moving on, possibly 3 out of those B mains. Now, you have to have perfect attendance in order to be eligible for a provisional. And entering tonight, Brandon Shepard, Bobby Pierce, they haven't used any provisionals. They sit 1 and 2. They'd be the first 2 in line. Then Tyler Erb, he has not used any. He is 3rd in the standings. Mike Marlar is 4th. He's used all his provisionals.
That's
Ricky
right.
Thornton Jr. has used both of his in 5th. And Garrett Albertson, he'll now be back there, the 6th perfect attendance guy. Those will be the perfect attendance eligible guys tonight. And from the track standpoint, if he does not get in, David Payne won a qualifying race earlier this year. He would start 23rd on the grid. If he does not make it in, Ray Cook would add a 23rd starter if David Payne does not race his way in as the Tri-County Racetrack qualifier. Man, we saw the aerials during the day and the aerials at night. You realize, man, we are a little separated from, some of the big cities out here.
Yes, the world. Yes, we're separated from the world. It's
and I love everything about it. It's a Thursday night. This is grassroots racing. This is what it's all about. I'm very thankful to be here tonight. Always a pleasure to be here with you. Everybody in the stands, everybody watching around the world at FloRacing. What a great way to spend a Thursday.
And a great crowd, man. And what was really cool is you and I got here really early today, shortly after lunch. There were already cars in the parking lot and fans starting to make their way in at 1 and 2 p.m. today. I talked to a lot of the local drivers back in the pit area. There were drivers that took the day off of work today, local drivers, just to come here. They said, talked to one guy, Ben, that had it with a 602 that said, man, he said, I wanted to be there to race. He said, but honestly, I took the whole day off just so I could come watch as well. And that's what this race, the biggest race in the history of Tri-County, means to the folks here just outside Brasstown, North Carolina.
Well,
that's cool.
This isn't a big property. There's people parked in Aunt Bee's yard over here, and Opie was parking cars. And
I went back to check one of my trail cameras earlier, and actually never came back. So
I tell you what, we came through Brasstown, and it's about 5 little storefronts, and it's such a cool town.
Awesome, man.
I'm very confident you're going to see the FK Ride-Ins Tar Heel 50 presented by Jackie Jones Automotive back on the Castrol FloRacing Night in America in 2023. If you're watching at home, you got to come see this place. The scenery driving in today was worth the trip in itself. Just amazing.
And you can come here a few different ways. You drove over from your home just outside Memphis, Tennessee. I flew into Atlanta, Georgia, and took just an absolutely gorgeous drive up here today as well. Just any way you look at it, man, you're nestled into the very southern part of the Blue Ridge Mountains, and highly, highly recommend a visit here to Ray's Place if you get a chance.
Well, Jonathan Davenport's got all of his safety gear on. They're going to buzz the track just a little bit. You heard him mention that it was bleeding just a little bit, this red clay. It is a cool night over here in the hills of North Carolina, just across the Tennessee border in the Great Smoky Mountains. And just buzz a little bit of that moisture off. Add cautions out. We'll get them 2 by 2. So you got Davenport and Albertson. Davenport, the veteran of the road. Albertson, a veteran of Census too, but maybe more of turning wrenches for guys like Earl Pearson Jr. This year, though, he's leading the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series Rookie of the Year battle as DJ Lights are down on the speedway.
Not yet.
No, we're going to take
next time. One more
time.
There you go. Your flagman looks like the Statue of Liberty. That means we're going racing the next time. By Albertson, never been here before, ever as a crewman or as a driver, either one. He'll start in the outside front row alongside the driver that grew up just down the road in Blairsville, Georgia.
He told me.
Or as a local told me, we call it Blairsville, but the locals call it Blurrsville. He said it's Blairsville, Georgia, for the local. Who am I to argue with a local? Exactly. Here we go. 8 laps in distance, top 4 transfer. Integra Shocks and Springs heat race number 1 is underway.
Green flag's out. Winner will talk to Travis Scott off into 1 and 2. Albertson back to second. Davenport your leader now. Albertson down the hill, down the back straightaway. Garrett Albertson going to try to inch ahead off into 3 and 4.
He'll try the crossover. He'll clear Davenport in turns 3 and 4. They stack up nearly side by side behind him. Albertson leads that number 1. Here comes Brandon Overton down to the inside of Jonathan Davenport. Jensen Ford's there as well.
And now Overton up to second. Davenport back to third, coming around to complete another circuit. And Overton might take the lead away from Albertson. Drag race back to the line. No, it's Albertson, your leader.
Garrett Albertson stays out front. Great battle up front for the lead. This is the kind of racing we expected to see here at Ray Cook's place. Good race up front. Garrett Albertson in the Roberts 58. Oh, Jensen Ford nearly goes around and he collects Davenport.
Ouch. So Davenport and Jensen Ford back there battling, and all of a sudden Davenport finds himself digging a little bit of a hole as Ford got sideways and collects the 49 of Davenport with 2 on the board. 6 laps to go, and you see a bevy of cars. Cameron Marlar involved over there in car 99. He'll pull down.
Boy, and just it looked like there's a look at the damage. I don't know. Jensen Ford is not going to be able to continue in the 83. Looked like he just, I don't know if he got back on the gas a little too hot or what, but he lost the tail end of that race car and spun. Davenport, with nowhere to go, gets collected in the melee, and we are under yellow with 2 laps down, 6 to go here in Integra Shocks and Springs heat number 1.
Cameron Marlar is going to head to the outside. Looks like Davenport. You see Jason Durham, his crew in the infield, and they are making the jog over to that 49 car. I don't know. Now, it might knock the toe in out on the front of that 49. I don't know that he got a lot of damage, so we'll find out.
Well, and he'll have to fall back to the end of the field as well. Of course, right now, there's only 6 cars left on the racetrack, so he won't go back quite as far maybe as you might think. Here's a look, Ben, at the FK Rod Ends instant replay.
Yeah, and it just took off on Jensen.
Yeah, and I'll stand corrected. I said that Jensen got back in the throttle too quick. I think it might have been the opposite. He may have stabbed the brake just a little bit too much, and that sent the tail end of that race car around over in turn number 3. Wow.
Ouch. Well, Cameron Marlar headed back pit side. We'll see if he's able to make his way back out. 2 down, 6 to go, and here in Integra Shocks and Springs, heat race 1 of 4. To give you an idea of the running order, we have 4 Castrol FloRacing Night in America Super Late Model heats. Then we'll have the 15-lap street stock feature. Then we'll have the Super Late Model B mains. You see Superman down in the hot pit. And then we will have the open wheel modified feature in the main event. Travis Scott, if you're down there, what do you see in the infield?
Guys, you may be able to see it on the screen. Left rear flat, completely flat on the 49. They're thrashing down here, trying to get this thing changed. Right side looked okay. Didn't see anything broken there when we checked under. I believe it's just a left rear flat. They're going to try to get it changed to get Davenport back on the racetrack.
Well, you see Jason Durham leaning in the car. Maybe he was turning on the wheel, making sure it hadn't knocked the wheel out of alignment down there as he was looking in there. That team's had a fantastic year. 21 wins on the year, and of course, the second ever running of the Eldora Million. Picked up $1,002,222. But right now, he's going to find himself on the back of Heat 1. As we said, Cameron Marlar went pit side. Jensen Ford, bad break for the driver of the McCarter Racing number 83, is just got in there. Car took off on him. He heads off on the hook as we'll get him racked and stacked to get this one back underway, DJ.
That'll reshuffle our lineup. Garrett Albertson by himself out front as the Castrol FloRacing Night in America Series goes by the Delaware double file restart. So your race leader is by himself out front. The rest of the field will stagger behind with your second place driver getting his choice of inside or outside lane. Overton was real good on the bottom or middle side of the racetrack. No surprise to see him choose the inside lane with 2 down, 6 to go.
And we're back underway in Integra Shocks and Springs Heat Race 1. Overton had started challenging Albertson for the top spot. We'll see if Albertson can keep him back there. Meanwhile, Peyton Freeman in third. Coughlin now to the inside of Freeman. That's your battle for the third position. Top 4 move on out of this one as we complete lap 3 off turn 4.
Good run for Clay Coughlin right there as you just see him sneak by the F1 of Peyton Freeman. So move Clay Coughlin up into the number 4 or the number 3 spot. Good race up front for the lead though, Ben, as we've got Brandon Overton trying to work his way by the 58 of Garrett Albertson.
Halfway home, 4 down, 4 to go, and it's Albertson by about 3 feet. Hang on as Overton's car shoves through turns 1 and 2. Coughlin closes in. Freeman in 4th. Davenport sits on the outside looking in 5th. Hang on as Coughlin's going to go around. He'll stay in the gas, but he's going to lose 2 spots as both Freeman and Davenport go around. Might be a little bit slimy down in 3 and 4, does
Davenport the beneficiary of that, Ben, because because he was on the outside looking in after that second lap accident. He now moves the 49 up into the final transfer spot. Clay Coughlin's out of the party in the 6 with 2 to go.
Down the back straightaway, Albertson right now wants to see it stay clean and green as we kicked up a dust plume through the infield. Albertson will see the white flag one more time around the speedway. Overton's trying to get to him.
Brandon Overton trying to close in here on the final lap. He'll have one more shot at it. In turns 3 and 4, checkered flag in the air. Overton goes high, not going to be able to get it done. Off corner number 4, Garrett Albertson will win Integra Shocks and Springs heat race number 1.
Brandon Overton to the main event. Peyton Freeman in 3rd. Jonathan Davenport, your 4th and final transfer events. James Nash, Barong, Coughlin, Marlar, and Ford.
Well, how about that?
Wow.
He had never seen this racetrack until today. And he finds himself in victory lane. The driver of the Nutrient Ag Solutions, Fast Shafts, Done Right, TV Day, Motorsports, Sunoco, Mesilla Valley Transportation, Roberts Racing, Clemens Power, Black Diamond, number 58. Out of Las Cruces, New Mexico, how about it, Tri-County for Garrett Albertson? And he is going to pull down in front of the flag stand and pull the helmet off and grab a word with our very own Travis Scott. Travis?
Yeah, it looks like he's struggling to get the helmet off, but Garrett Albertson picks up the 2nd series heat race of the season. Garrett, you had to earn that one, but you'll start from the pole position tonight.
Yeah, I didn't really know where to go the first couple of laps there. Brandon kind of showed me that I needed to move down a little bit. It's a pretty elbows up track. I like it.
He likes it, ladies and gentlemen. He comes in tonight 7th in series point standings. He'll lead this field to green later tonight.
All right, thank you very much, Travis. As we get set now for heat race number 2, presented by Pit Stop USA, and on the front row, it'll be your current series points leader out of New Berlin, Illinois. It'll be the Rocket Shep, Brandon Shepard in car number 1, and to his outside out of Elberton, Georgia, the 1D of Brent Dixon, all ones on the front row of this heat race.
Row number 2 on the inside out of Morrisburg, Tennessee, in the 0. That'll be Scott Bloomquist. And on his outside out of Colbert, Georgia, in the 1C, one of those tough regional drivers, it's Kenny Collins.
Row number 3 will be North Augusta, South Carolina's Clay Knight in car 42K, and to his outside out of Bessemer City, North Carolina, it's Jeff Smith in the 1S.
Your final 3 starters then out of Fletcher, North Carolina, Barrett Lowe in the 72 from just up the road to Murphy, North Carolina, the 42G. I've messed his name up all night long, Ben.
Galicia.
Oh, Galicia. Thank you. You got the pronunciation up there for me. Johnny Galicia, yes. And Bo Eaton out of Blue Ridge, Georgia in the 3X will round out the field. In all, 9 drivers scheduled to go 8 laps here in Pit Stop USA heat race number 2 with the top four transferring to the Tar Heel. Let's just call it the Tar Heel 53.
That's right. The FK Rodden's Tar Heel 53 presented by Jackie Jones Automotive. And, you know, when you think about Johnny Galicia, it's like Julia Gulia out of The Wedding Singer. You know what I'm saying?
I see what you did there.
If she'd married the wrong guy, that was Julia Gulia. It'd been awful, man. Come on. All right, it's going to be Sheppy and Brent Dixon on the front row. Sheppy's been to victory lane 13 times this year. Dixon's still looking for his first win of the year. Pit Stop USA heat race number 2. Green flags up. We're underway. No, I'm going to take it around one more time. Got excited.
Thought about it.
Meanwhile, Darth Vader's in the infield.
I like this. We got an unmanned camera right here in front of us.
We should go down there and announce and work the camera.
We should announce and work the camera.
Do you think somebody from the woods got the guy from the camera?
No, we had another cameraman that has been snatched. Oh no,
wrong turn.
Here we go. Brandon Shepard on the pole. Bryant. Hello, Brent Dixon on the outside. Not Bryant Dickinson. It's Brent Dixon on the outside. Green flag's out. We're underway.
That's right. Down the back straightaway. Brandon Shepard, your leader. Bloomquist in second. The Kenny Collins lookalike car of Brent Dixon sits in third. Lap number 1 to Shepard. Hornet's Nest back there for fourth because Kenny Collins sits back in the 4th spot.
Good shot right there. First, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Just how close they are on your screen. Brandon Shepard leads. He's never been to Tri-County before. Scott Bloomquist second. It's Brent Dixon third, and side by side for the 4th and final transfer spot between Clay Knight and Kenny Collins. Clay Knight will take the spot away.
He takes away working lap 3 here in heat race number 2. 3 on the board, and it's Brandon Shepard leading the way. First time he ever saw this place today. Hard to believe Mark Richards had never even been here. And a lot of first-timers, including me, here today. But right now it's Sheppy and Pit Stop USA leading the way.
Cross flag shown to the field this time. 4 laps down, 4 laps to go. Brandon Shepard with 0.7 of a second advantage over Scott Bloomquist. He's not stretching out that advantage, but Bloomquist is not able to close in on him. As you see there on your screen, 3 laps to go this time by, as the field kind of separated themselves out now just a little bit. One car, though, close to going 1 lap down.
Yeah, that's Bo Eaton that Shepard may encounter before we get to the checkered flag in this one. In fact, it's about a guarantee, as Eaton had trouble down in 3 and 4. I wondered if Shepard would be good here. It's kind of this place, totally different dirt, but it has a look of some of those Illinois bull rings, and we know Sheppy's awful good up there. Is off of turn number 4, white flags in there. Final timer around the speedway for Brandon Shepard here in Pit Stop USA Heat Race 2.
Brandon Shepard able to use the lap car to his advantage and stretch out to a 1.5 second lead here in the closing laps at Tri-County as he goes through turns 3 and 4 for the final time. Checkered flag is out. It's going to be Brandon Shepard getting the win in Pit Stop USA Heat Race number 2.
Scott Bloomquist comes home second. He takes Brent Dixon and Clay Knight off to the main event with him. Kenny Collins, Jeff Smith, and Barrett Lowe, while Bo Eaton will head off to B main action. So your 4th and final transfer in car number 42, the North Augusta, South Carolina driver. That'll be Clay Knight coming home in 3rd. Brent Dixon, the Georgia driver in the 1D. Scott Bloomquist, the Tennessee racer in the 0. And Brandon Shepard trying to find Travis Scott for the Victory Lane interview. Picks up the win in Pit Stop USA Heat Race number 2. The Sober Calf Ranches, Valvoline, Ace Metalworks, Gunners Honey, 5-Star Race Car Bodies, Petrov Towing, Kaiser Manufacturing number 1. And we'll throw it down to Travis, who's catching up with Sheppy.
Brandon Shepard picking up the 8th Heat Race win here in Flow Series, his Flow Series career, 8th in the last 2 years. Brandon, that race car looks good, man. This Rocket House car looks like it's on a rail.
Yeah, our car's really good tonight. Track's pretty cool. I've never been here before, so it's a lot different, something new for me. So it's pretty exciting, and glad to see Ray pack this place. You know, it's pretty awesome, and I've watched a lot of good races here on dirt and stuff. So hopefully we can get her done.
Brandon Shepard, your series point leader. He wins Heat Race number 2.
Thank you, Travis. As we get ready for K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 3, the winner of this one will join Garrett Albertson on the pole on the front row here tonight. Albertson will be on the pole, and the winner of this one will start outside front row. On the pole, it'll be Mike Marlar in the 157 out of Winfield, Tennessee, into his outside out of Gaffney, South Carolina, Chris Smokey Madden in car 44.
Second row back on the inside out of Chickamauga, Georgia in the 17M. It'll be Mac Daddy, Dale McDowell, and he'll be flanked by the Concord, North Carolina driver of the number 93, and that'll be Carson Ferguson.
Moving back to row 3 to be Coach David Payne out of Murphy, North Carolina, in car number 8, into his outside the 19M. 3-time winner this year, it's Will Harrington out of Hawkinsville, Georgia.
And your final 3 starters out of Maryville, Tennessee in the 0-1, the Chrome Dome. That is Jason Welshan on his outside. Out of Kingston, Georgia, the 31 is Tyler Millwood. And starting shotgun on the field from just down the road in Murphy, North Carolina, it's the 38 of Jamie Oliver. 9 cars have answered the call. They will go 8 laps with the top 4 transferring here in K1 Race Gear Heat Race number 3.
Heat Race 3 of 4 on the speedway, and it's Mike Marlar and Chris Madden.
Well, I think we've had 2 heat races, Ben. 2 winners that have never been here before. I'm going to guess that comes to an end in this heat race.
Yeah, I'm going to say that one's going to change in a hurry right here.
I think everybody in this heat race has been here before.
This is the familiar faces heat race, K1 Race Gear Heat Race 3 DJs.
Are the lights out?
Flag. Nope, now they're not. Kelly Carlton said yellow, right on clue.
No, Jamie Oliver.
Spinner.
Yes, he was trying to get that good run on him over there. We'll try it again.
Oh, he slid himself down in turn number 3. All right, so we'll get Oliver on the back of the pack. One more heat after this, then the street stock feature, and then we'll get ready for super late model B main action. Should I be worried about what's in the black thermos you just broke out up here, DJ?
You just keep announcing. Don't worry about it.
Is that some black sunshine in there? There's probably some stuff in these hills around here you could fill that thing up with.
That's 100% fact.
You might not wake up in time for Tuesday's race at 411
You might not
Motor
wake up,
Speedway.
period, from that. Yes, exactly.
Hey, how about Sonoy now adding a race on Friday? 20,000 win Castrol FloRacing Night America. And then Saturday, of course, the 2022 Castrol FloRacing Night in America finale, 53,053 to win. Sonoy Raceway, 1969.com.
Peach State Classic. Love it, man. That's awesome.
November 11th and 12th, or go to flowracing.com. Full details coming out here in the next week.
All right, yellow lights turned off. Green going to wave this time. Top 4 transfer. 8 laps is the distance. Marlar on the pole. Madden on the outside. Green flags out. And K1 Race Gear Heat 3's underway.
Off into turns 1 and 2. Oh, hang on to a Marlar. Slides up the hill. Carson Ferguson's going to go 2 for the price of 1. That's a tribute to my buddy Eshelman right there. As Ferguson goes around Marlar and Madden, who's going to lead lap 1.
It's going to be Carson Ferguson, your leader at the end of lap number one. Mike Marlar second, Dale McDowell third. Madden slides back to the fourth spot. Mike Marlar trying to get a run on the outside of Carson Ferguson. Now he'll look down low and turns 3 and 4, and Marlar goes around to the 157. Oh, man.
His caution's going to fly. Welshan stops. We're going to get the lap as Marlar's going to have to go back now. And, man, Mike Marlar cannot catch a break over the past 2 races. As he had bad luck at Atomic, he was in a transfer spot. And he is going to find himself on the back of the pack as we got that lap. 2 down, 6 laps to go. I think Marlar's going to see if he can go back up there, but we did get the lap. So I am going to say he is going to be where he crossed the line there.
Yeah, all the cars came across the stripe. The only car that did not come across was the caution car of Jason Welshan on the 0-1.
And in our competition, it's the leader plus 1
Yes.
is what counts the lap. Leader plus 1. Or excuse me, it's actually leader. The World of Outlaws do leader plus 1. We do
Another
leader.
tribute to Rick.
That is another tribute to Rick. I always thought, I was like, man, that's strong because you could have the leader plus a lap car. But we did get the lap.
You're not drinking out of the black thermos either.
I maybe should be, but Brandon, it's been a long past month and a half, my friend.
It's actually been 3 days, but it feels like a month and a
Yeah,
half.
it does. All right, 2 laps down, 6 to go, and Marlar is going to try to rebound. Another talented up-and-coming driver in car number 93, Carson Ferguson, looking to climb his way. He would earn the outside front row starting spot alongside Garrett Albertson if he wins this one.
2 laps down, 6 laps to go. Green flag's back out, and we're back underway here in K1 Race Gear, heat race number 3.
As Carson Ferguson, your leader, Madden goes to work on the top of the racetrack. Madden back around McDowell for the third time. Oh, hang on. As Tyler Millwood hard into the turn 2 wall, and he may have got a little love there to make that happen. As caution will wave, we will not get that lap. As, man, big time nose damage on the 31 of Tyler Millwood. Ouch.
Have to see if we have an FK Rod Ends instant replay. As it looked like a few drivers battling for the same piece of real estate right there. And that 31, he took a very, very hard shot into the steel coming off turn number 2.
All right, so checking on him over there. As you see Millwood moving around in the race car.
As you mentioned, Ben did not get a lap in.
Ouch.
Still 2 down, 6 to go here in K1 Race Gear, heat race number 3. For those of you watching at home, here is a
Maybe.
look at the FK Rod Ends.
Just
Nope.
kidding. He's climbing out of the race car. We'll see
don't
how
know that he's gonna be happy.
happy or unhappy he might be.
Oh!
And he accidentally
That poor
dropped his
helmet.
helmet at high velocity on Will Harrington's nose. It was almost a no-look helmet toss, too. Like, he was looking at the race car,
Yeah.
and then it was like the over-the-shoulder.
I wasn't expecting it right there. Were you?
Oh, man. No, I was
Will
not.
was
I was
definitely
like,
not,
well, he
yeah.
might be mad. And then it was like, here comes the helmet. And you're like, he's mad.
Huh.
Travis Scott, you're down there. What did you see from your perspective, sir?
Hey guys, I don't know if there was contact there, but definitely Harrington and Millwood running out of real estate very quickly, and Millwood gets the worst end of it. But I did have a really good view of the helmet toss, and that's for as far as helmet tosses go, that's actually a pretty good one there. Props to Millwood there.
All right, here's another look at the FK Rod Ends instant replay. As Harrington was there, but the 31 of Millwood was trying to get to the outside of him, and he had a nose up to the quarter panel of Harrington's 19M. Harrington, I don't know, had any way of knowing the 31 was there. I don't know what may have happened before that, but the end result is the same, and that's the 31 of Millwood having to go off on the hook. So, again, a tough break for the Kingston, Georgia driver, as, again, we have 2 laps down, 6 laps to go. Here in K1 Race Gear, heat race number 3. Carson Ferguson is your leader. Dale McDowell second. Third, I believe if we go back to that last completed lap, third will be the 44 of Chris Madden, and the 4th place car will be the 19M of Will Harrington. On the outside looking in then should be Jamie Oliver in the 38, David Payne in the 8, Mike Marlar in the 157, and Jason Welshan in the 01, as there's a look. Wholesale damage on the Millwood Plumbing competition power number 31 of Tyler Millwood as he's going to make his way back into the pit area. As Ben mentioned, don't forget we are at the 411 Motor Speedway, the McCarter family racetrack just outside Seymour, Tennessee on Tuesday, just about 4 days from now. If you've not yet done so, make plans to be there. You can find out more information at flowseries.com. That's www.floseries.com, flowseries.com. As the yellow lights have been turned off, green flag is going to wave next time by. Again, 2 laps down, 6 laps to go here in heat race number 3, presented by K1 Race Gear. As it'll be Carson Ferguson by himself out front. Your second place car, Dale McDowell, has chosen the inside lane. 2 scored, 6 to go. Top 4 transfer. And the green flag is back out, and we're back underway here in K1 Race Gear, heat race number 3.
2 on the board, 6 remain. Ferguson takes him off into 1 and 2. Hold on, Madden, hammer down up top. Meanwhile, Marlar's got trouble. He's going to slow up in 1 and 2. And man, it has not been Mike Marlar's past week. He did get a win with the Valvoline Ironman Late Model Series in Kentucky last weekend, but he may have a flat on that 157. He is going to pull up. Caution on the speedway, and something not right on the rear end of that race car.
Yeah, hard to tell from this vantage point. A little dark.
Maybe a left
rear flat. It looks like.
Yep. Race car.
Yeah, guys, left rear flat from down here.
Man, he is going to make. We'll see if his crew, if Jerry and Josh, are down in the infield. And yeah, it looks like Josh is waving at him. So we'll see if they can get that changed. But man, it has been tough. He may. Looks like his right side might be a little low as well. No, it's good there from a distance, but on the camera, it looks good.
Yeah.
Well, right now, Carson Ferguson, how about the talent of that young man? Came out, won the Schaefer Oil Spring Nationals Championship with the Ray Cook-led series. He's got 3 wins this year, 2 in the super late model division, and right now he leads the way in this one, trying to earn that outside front row starting spot for the 53-lap main event here tonight.
And he's logged some laps here at Tri-County as well. You got to think he's kind of chomping at the bit, Ben, at the possibility of being on the outside front row, as it looks like we're about to go back to green flag racing. So the guy's trying to get that left rear changed on Mike Marlar's 157, but the sands are running out of the hourglass, Benji, as the yellow lights have been turned off. We're going to go green flag racing right here.
All right, looking for the green flag out of turn 4, as Marlar will have to try to come out of the B main here tonight. Meanwhile, now Del McDowell's going to the inside of Carson Ferguson to the outside as Chris Madden out of 2 down the back straightaway. Chris Madden up into 2nd. McDowell back to 3rd, coming around to complete lap number 4, halfway home off turn 4.
Marlar's going to be able to rejoin the field, but he is a full straightaway behind at the tail end. 4 down, 4 to go. It's Carson Ferguson leading Chris Madden, Dale McDowell, and Will Harrington right now, holding on to that 4th and final transfer spot, this time by 3 to go.
Right now, Carson Ferguson looking strong, the Crate late model graduate. As meanwhile, McDowell trying to get around Madden for that 2nd spot. Back and forth, it's Will Harrington out of turn number 4. 2 laps remain. Here comes Madden. One more run at your leader.
Madden's changed his line ever so slightly, Ben. Carson Ferguson on the inside. Madden trying to get a run. McDowell there as well. Throw a blanket over the top 3 with the white flag in the air. Final time around. Here comes McDowell in the 17M.
Good race right now. It's all Carson Ferguson out front, side by side for 2nd. McDowell down low. Up top, it's Madden down the back straightaway for the final time off into turns 3 and 4.
Checkered flag in the air. Carson Ferguson will get the win. Wheel to wheel for the 2nd spot. It goes to Madden just ahead of Dale McDowell, and then Will Harrington grabbed that 4th and final transfer spot in a phenomenal 3rd heat race presented by K1 Race Gear.
Yeah, we lost the transponder on Madden's car, but Will Harrington, your 4th and final transfer. Del McDowell in 2nd, the 17M. In 3rd, 2nd, we'll go to Chris Madden in the 44. And your winner out of Concord, North Carolina, the Hoop Hall Grading, WP Racing Shocks, Dunwell's Custom Kitchen and Poorhouse, Bill Stein, Schaefer's, Mega Plumbing of the Carolinas, Pro Fabrication, and New Point Lighting and Design, Cornet Lightning, Powered Longhorn for Carson Ferguson. Travis, he heads down to you, and he's going to join another talented young driver, Garrett Albertson, on the front row here tonight.
How about that heat race there, guys? Carson Ferguson, helmet coming off. Carson to come to this area and hold off Dale McDowell and Chris Madden. That's a statement heat race win for you.
Yeah, everything fell our way on that start right there. I really didn't feel that good. The spotter 6 were close the whole time, so I'll try and go back and learn from my crew on what we need to do better. But I just got to thank the good Lord for giving us a good day to race on, Donald Gina Bradshaw for the great opportunity, Hoopah Graydon, my girlfriend Cameron, Justin, all them back home, my great crew, and hopefully we'll see you in a little bit.
He'll start from the outside of row number 1, looking for his biggest career super late model victory here tonight.
You know, and a big shout out, he mentioned to Donald and Gina Bradshaw. Obviously, everybody knows their involvement with Paylor Motorsports, Tim McCready, but they believe a lot in that young man, and rightfully so. Carson Ferguson, a true will man. As DJ, we get set now for Buzzy Racing Products Heat Race at number 4.
Starting on the pole of this one, formerly out of Chandler, Arizona, formerly out of Adel, Iowa, now calling Martinsville, Indiana home in the SSI Motorsports number 20 RT. That'll be Ricky Thornton Jr. And on his outside, out of Eatonton, Georgia, picked up his first career super late model win here earlier this season. It'll be the 10 of Garrett Smith.
Row number 2, back-to-back series wins out of Oakwood, Illinois, making his debut here tonight. It's the smooth operator, Bobby Pearson, the 32, into his outside. Hell's Bells, Ross Bells, out of Clover, South Carolina, in car 79.
Row 3 inside out of New Waverly, Texas, and the Best Performance Motorsports number 1. That is Turbo Tyler Urban on his outside out of Fayetteville, North Carolina, and the Ratliff Racing number 18. It'll be Dalton Wilson, and it looks like one driver.
We've lost Bells. Ross Bells not making the call. And Mario
Gresham.
Looks like he's not.
Two drivers.
Two of those not making the call in this one.
Oh, no, there's Bales.
Oh, he was stopped up there. Gotcha. I think he had stopped down in turn number 1.
Well, in our defense, number 1, we're short. Number 2, we're looking very much down on the racetrack also.
Oh, hang on. Picking up debris. Let's go back yellow.
Ooh, yes,
and
please
also,
stay yellow.
Travis Scott just sent me a text. He said Marler cut down another left rear in the last lap. Something awry on that race car.
Wow.
My goodness. So
Well, you mentioned it's been an almost other than his win with Tilly Series with the Valvoline Ironman Series,
it's been a nightmare for him.
It has. Remember, he did not make our show at Atomic last week. Yeah.
Tonight he's got to come deep out of a B main against a tough field. He's used both provisionals. Your pole sitter, Ricky Thornton Jr., he currently sits 5th in the points. He's used all his provisionals as well, so he needs to race his way in here tonight.
And he's another driver that has never been to Tri-County before. Never seen the place.
That's a lot. Well, we've got a lot of talented young drivers up front tonight. Why not add another one in Ricky Thornton Jr., last year's dirt track world champion? That Todd and Vicky Burns, SSI Motorsports 20 RT.
We're speaking of talented young drivers. How about that young man on the outside of him, the 18-year-old, soon to be 19, turns 19 next Tuesday.
Man, he's old. He's so old.
Yes, I know. Garrett Smith, I asked him back in the pits. I said, are you coming to 411 next week? He says, it's my birthday. I said, what a better way to celebrate your birthday than racing with us.
Yeah, I mean, that's an easy one. All right, RTJ and Garrett Smith, your front row, racing for the 4 starting spot in tonight's main event. And green flags out off into 1 and 2. Thornton down low. Garrett Smith to the outside. Side by side down the back straightaway.
Wheel to wheel for the race lead. Ricky Thornton Jr. drives it deep into 3 and 4. Lets the tail of the car hang out. He'll lead at the end of lap number 1. Garrett Smith will try to cross him over going into 1 and 2.
Garrett Smith gets into Ricky Thornton Jr. Thornton will fall back to 3rd, maybe further, as Pierce goes around him as those two got together. And how Thornton saved it, I don't know.
Well, Thornton has to rally now, and he gets up alongside Bobby Pearson in the battle for the 3rd spot. RTJ in the 20 on the inside. Bobby Pearson in the 32 on the outside. That's the battle for 3rd on your screen. Garrett Smith leads. Ross Bales is 2nd.
Right now, working lap number 4, and it's Garrett Smith leading the way. And he's got his hands full as Ross Bales tries to reel him in. Meanwhile, Thornton might fall back into the clutches of Dalton Wilson. Tyler Erb not able to get it in gear. He rides back in 6th.
What a tough heat race this is, man. Any one of these drivers could pick up a win at any track on any given night. Halfway home, it's Smith, Bales, Pierce, and Thornton with Dalton Wilson, Tyler Erb, and Donald McIntosh on the outside looking in.
Yeah, right now, Dalton Wilson back there trying to find a way around Ricky Thornton Jr. Meanwhile, Thornton trying to get around Bobby Pierce. Out front, it continues to be your leader, Garrett Smith, with just 2 more times around the speedway here in the 4th and final heat race presented by Buzzy Racing Products.
There's a good look back at the gap between your race leader, Garrett Smith, and 2nd place, Ross Bales. 0.8 of a second the last time. Those 2 drivers have got a healthy advantage over the battle for 3rd, Ben, with 1 lap to go.
And Thornton's a little bit tight down there. Dalton Wilson trying to get there, not able to do it out in front. Final time off into 3 and 4. The winner of Buzzy Racing Products Heat Race number 4, Georgia's Garrett Smith. Coming home in the 2nd spot, it'll be Ross Bales. 3rd will go to Bobby Pierce. 4th and final transfer, Ricky Thornton Jr. Dalton Wilson, Tyler Erb, and Donald McIntosh move off to B main action. And look at this, as Thornton going to maybe let the 10 know, not real happy with him. All right, well, your 4th and final transfer, not happy right now. Ricky Thornton Jr. in the 20 RT. 3rd will go to Bobby Pierce in the 32. And you know what? Thornton said, I'm going to cross the scales first.
He took his line away, and Garrett Smith said, that's okay. I got to go do a Victory Lane interview over here.
So Thornton Jr. in 4th. 3rd will be Bobby Pierce. 2nd, Ross Bales. And your winner out of Eatonton, Georgia, the Terminal Maintenance and Construction Senior Life Insurance Company, Cadillac Ranch, Base Fuels, Davis Tire, Vic Hill Powered Rocket XR1. Travis, we're going to find out what he thought from his perspective about heat race number 4.
All right, Garrett, a little extracurricular activity there at the end of the heat race. From your vantage point, what happened down there in turn 1 and 2?
Thing to me, so he can go back and cry or whatever he wants to do, whatever makes him feel better. So we had a good car though. Just hate to have to, race people like that, but he hit me first. So I mean,
feels good to get the heat race win.
All right, Garrett Smith, your fourth and final heat race winner.
Well, how about that? 4 heat races tonight. Garrett Albertson wins the first one. Brandon Shepard the second. Carson Ferguson the third. Garrett Smith the fourth. When did you would think Brandon Shepard would be the elder statesman of heat race action? But
Yes.
he is the elder of that entire group, and they move off to the main event as we get set now for the street stock feature. The 1, the 2, the only Travis and Killer on the call. Street
Oh,
stock
my,
main
yes,
event
the 1, the
coming
2,
your way.
the only. I like that.
The 1, the 2, the only.
I
Come
like
on
that.
down,
Well, Killer's
Killer.
over here. Killer just got done changing the memory card in his trail cam, it looks like. He's got the camo on back here.
He also
Luckily,
is responsible for our missing cameraman. We don't know. We still don't know where the cameraman
where
went.
did this
so.
camera guy go? Who
Bigfoot
is
got
it?
him.
All right, Travis and Killer. It's party time, guys. Street stock main event. Come on down, guys.
Okay, Ben, let me check.
Yes, sir.
So far, so good.
Well, there's some hurt feelings here tonight, but for me, so
about
far,
for
so
you?
good.
Yeah.
For some of these drivers, not so much. So we'll see how the rest of the night plays out.
Oh, it's building to be an exciting race all the way around.